Hey everybody, it's Wednesday. You know what that means. That's right. It's time for Sarcastic Distractions, the interesting podcast for interesting people. Featuring, as always, the Gentleman Society of Podcasting. Myself, Harvey. My heterosexual life mate, David.
Hello.
And the ever-loving foul-mouthed chucklehead, AJ.
Bong.
Bong.
He's not very foul-mouthed.
Well,
He has a nice mouth.
Yeah,
but it kinda-
Dave would know.
it kind of looks
ouch,
like a
good playback.
It kind of looks like a duck bill a little bit. His mouth, a little foul mouth there. Yeah, he's definitely a chucklehead for
that
sure.
was a good voice.
He's definitely a chucklehead. That's for sure.
Gorsh, Mickey.
He was kind of probably not going to do your Snagglepuss.
Later.
Later.
He's
okay.
going to snack on the puss later.
Yeah, of course. You're doing it all day, every day.
I am the click commander. After all.
Ours. Coalition of Liberation of Tree Dwellers. And if you can figure it out, that's really not what we're talking about. Well, I guess we are.
Kinda. There's a reference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're talking about our weekend, which was eventful on many fronts. And Dave, do you want to kick us off with your epic bike ride that you
Oh, it was just a nice bike ride. As I said, you guys got to enjoy your wonderful weekend, which we'll get into. But I also got to enjoy a wonderful bike ride where I got to just, explore London. And it's just one of those things. It was a nice day. And just the bike paths here in town. I want to just give them a head nod. Just a thank you, bike paths.
Heck yeah.
So where do you start?
Well,
Yeah,
I start
that's
from
cool.
home. But
And your home is in the
I guess, yeah. I should rephrase this question. What bike path and whereabouts is this bike path that you start from?
well, so there are a bunch here in town. I actually give credit on that. But this one in particular was I was able to go from basically my house all the way over to the west side of London. West side. Then go down the Bowler Bump, which was fun. Going down Bowler Bump.
The Bowler Bump.
Wow.
That sounds like something you get on your foot.
No, it's the ski hill here in town.
They like to call it a mountain, but if you've been to a mountain, it's not a mountain.
It's the same sort of thing we used to have back home.
Yeah.
But they didn't they called it Mount Evergreen Ski Club, but it was just a hill.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's same here.
It's a large hill.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
large.
Bowler's nice, but like when you go, you just need to go like 3 hours away. And you're like, oh yeah, that's definitely not.
Oh yeah.
You
And
know?
I do want to be clear, like the Bowler Bump is fun. Like bring kids there.
It's
blah,
a great
blah, blah.
spot. Yeah,
but
for sure.
really for me, it was just kind of going down the street from there, and there's only one stoplight, which rarely goes red, so you can just blast the shit out of it. It's fun.
It's one of the only places in London I'm terrified to skate full throttle on because there's no way I can.
Oh yeah,
you can't break on that. Yeah,
It's one of those things. I lean into the bars. I'm like, all right, we're about to rock and roll.
White
And I
knuckling
just,
it.
and it's one of those things where there's cars, in front of me, and they're trying to, they're doing the standard 50 or whatever, and I'm starting to catch up to them for fuck's sake.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
You can full
that's
tilt.
great.
That's crazy.
It's awesome.
Because they're slowing down because they can't. If they're driving, they can't be going that full tilt.
I have a suspicion it may just be some elderly folks, but that's okay.
I know a guy got a ticket for going too fast on a bike once.
I nearly got a ticket for. From my perspective, I was simply going through the yellow, but the police officers suggested otherwise.
Yeah.
I still remember that one.
I once got a ticket for not having a light on my bike.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, that was interesting. Yeah. It's like, okay. Yeah, it was like...
Was it nighttime at least?
It's dusk. Like, it was just turning
Okay,
nighttime.
and to be honest, that is actually where you most need the lights,
for
to be
sure,
honest.
yeah. No,
It's
I get it.
Classics.
It wasn't like a big deal. It was like, I think, $20.
Because at nighttime, everybody has lights on, you reflect well usually. Yeah.
So
Dusk is always the
I wasn't mad at the cop. I was mad at the ticket, but it's like,
I was mad at the ticket. But
what are you going to do? But,
Yeah.
So your buddy got...
he was going down
too fast.
He was going down a hill.
I didn't even know that was possible.
It was a big hill.
That's crazy.
Going down like 70.
Huh.
Wow.
That's pretty impressive, actually.
That is impressive.
Your vehicle.
Yeah, no, definitely.
You gotta follow
If you're on
rules.
the road.
Yeah.
It's easy to get caught up in bike riding, especially not thinking about speeds, because you're on a bike, it's just like,
Oh, no. When you're going downhill, downhill wind at your back, you're just, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Uphill against wind,
Yeah.
fuck, you get off the I have done this where I'm just like, fuck this, get off the bike, and I walk up the hill.
Well, and that is the one major benefit of skateboarding over biking is when you're tired, just get off and carry your board. Just walk.
That's the same with a bike.
Yeah, but the bike's a little bit more cumbersome, a little bit more weight and stuff. You know, it's like sometimes I'm just so lazy, I'll just kick my board up the hill because I don't want to actually go get it. I'll just keep kicking it.
Drag it.
Or drag it. Actually, one of my favorite sights of BJ doing that when we were in New York, he was just dragging his board because he was super tired. It's like he looked like a little kid.
Just pouting away.
Yeah, for sure.
It's funny. I did that on a work trip once. One of the first ones I went up to Vegas with work colleagues, and they were higher ups on me. And they're walking around wandering for a restaurant, and I'm just so fucking hungry, and I'm just pouting behind them. We were in Vegas at least, so I'm smoking cigarettes. Going, Dave, come on, what do you feel like? Food.
give me food.
But what kind of food? Food.
Put it in my mouth. I'll give a shit.
Oh, I still
take the dirty hot dog on the sidewalk right now.
Oh, it was one of those moments of just, I wish I could have been recorded because I was just really in a zone, and these, moments.
How did you get like that?
Yeah. But anyway, this weekend, great bike ride, had a good time.
All the way around London.
All the way around.
How long did it take you?
2.5
That's
hours.
pretty good.
Yeah, it was
That's
good.
pretty good.
Experts go faster.
Like 4.
Yeah, experts go a lot faster.
Yeah, I feel like I'm looking at 3.5 hours for
I'd
sure.
Stop and smoke. And
Well,
look at TikTok.
Yeah, no, I got to give credit. And the bike paths in town are great nowadays.
I wanted to ask you another quick question. Percentage wise, how often were you on the bike paths versus not, like having to go through intersection stuff? Would you say?
I would probably say 90%.
That's awesome. That's one. I'm glad you're bringing this up with the bike paths because I definitely want to shout out our bike paths in London. Like for all the faults that London has, our bike paths.
Oh, they're getting better every year.
Way awesome. Like you can go like you pretty much went all the way around the city by bike path.
Today, coming into the studio, I may not have gone down a bike path, but that's because I got blocked by a train and was irritated, so I went the other way.
Damn trains. And there's the other side of the coin that sucks about London is the stupid ass trains in the city.
In the middle of the city.
For sure. Yeah, it's annoying. But
well, this one was on the damn sidetrack where I've never seen trains before. It's because of construction and life. And
that happened to me the other day, not to get too ranty about trains.
Bike path, great.
Ruin
the trains. Take out those damn tracks.
Get out of your CN. But the commissioners in Adelaide, I was driving up, which there's that little Tim Hortons. No, I've never seen any train on those train tracks, except for the other night when I was in a rush.
Those train tracks when you go to turn, when you turn towards the hospital.
How often do you see a train there?
Like never.
And then this one time, like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
That's the same track, I think, that hit me down on my end.
Son of a bitch.
Because it's the same angle.
Yeah, so annoying. Yeah. So annoying. Anyways.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome.
I had a great time. Yeah.
Good times.
So what did you guys do? Anything exciting?
We do? We went to
the Fandemonium Exposition.
Yeah.
The name is so creepy.
It is. So that's what AJ went to, which was a giant S&M convention. I went to the Fan Expo, which is where you meet celebrities of a different ilk. But, no, we went to the Fan Expo, which is a big event that happens here in Canada. It's the first one 2 years.
2 years, yeah.
2 years
since the Big C happened.
Big C. Big C. Big C. Yeah. So we went, and it was quite the adventure to go and hang out at Fan Expo.
Nice. So what? You drove up, you got to go in, see things, and left.
Yeah, pretty much. So that's it. Actually, that's the episode, folks.
Yep, that's
night.
The summarization. Done and done.
Hold on. Yeah, no, it was interesting.
A moment like this, I almost wish we had a camera just for
interesting.
I know, for his face.
It was good, interesting. It was.
It's all good.
We were playing against the TikTok clock there for a little bit, but we ended up, we got to the station where we usually park, where I usually park. It's like $5 a day or free.
Yeah, let's break it down a little bit. So we left. We had a specific time that we had to be there for our photo op, and we found out that we could switch our photo op because our whole point of us going was to go, to see all the cool stuff, but also to meet Kevin Smith and Jason Mewes, Jan Silent Bob. If you don't know, I don't know why you listen to our podcast, but
if you don't know, we can't be friends.
We can't be friends. So it's gonna be a problem there.
Sorry, unsubscribe, please.
But that was our main reason for going, and so we had tickets to get a photo op with them. But we found out we could switch them, so we wanted to switch to do something with Jan Silent Bob.
because I had purchased only a ticket for a photo op with Kevin Smith.
Yeah.
And then we found out we could do all this
You could
fancy. We could use it as a credit.
Yeah.
And
To
then,
upgrade
pay
or
more money
change.
for an upgrade
Gotcha,
or change
gotcha.
or whatever. Yeah.
Unbeknownst some of the obstacles in our way, we didn't think we were necessarily leaving late, but as they came by, it was like, oh, maybe we did. So we basically had, so his thing is he likes to park at Finch Station, which isn't a big deal if we're just taking a subway.
Yeah.
it's like 5
like,
minutes, 10 minutes.
Yeah, 10, 15 minutes.
Maybe even like 25 minutes.
Yeah, let's say
half
stretching
an hour
it.
at the
Let's-
most.
Half an hour. Let's say stretching it. Well, yeah, whatever. And then, but then we get there and we're like, oh, for whatever reason, subway is closed from Finch to St. Clair, so you got to take a shuttle, which does not.
You can just go to Mr.
Take
Sub
25.
instead. Ba-dum-bum-bum.
Dun-dun-dun.
Continue on. Sorry.
Or
This
Subway.
guy here, I
Yeah.
tell you.
No, the subway was closed.
Yeah. Moving on. So
So yeah, the bus stops a lot,
bus stops a lot,
Dave.
and
Just like your bus.
so we had to take a shuttle from St. Clair to
Finch to St. Clair,
and then we had to hop on a subway the rest of the way.
Yeah,
to
because the
Union
subway
Station.
was open there.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Mr. Sub
Yeah.
wasn't open.
It
No,
felt
okay.
a little
Neither
cruel.
was Quiznos.
So AJ was sweating bullets a bit because we had to rush through the crowd to make
we
our
had
way there.
Yeah, we had to get there. We had to get the tickets because they fucked up and didn't send me our passes. So we
We
couldn't
had to get them out entrance.
Yeah, we couldn't just because the entrance where the the food trucks were.
Oh yeah, where we ended up
So,
hanging out the
by the
majority of the time.
subway.
Yeah. So
by the subway, exactly.
had they not fucked up and sent us our passes, we would have been able to just
Just go
go in
through
right there.
and it would have been a whole
and we
different
would have been. Yeah, it would have been.
But because of that, we had to go through their entrance, which was through the fucking parking garage.
Like
But
4 floors down.
it's like I don't know. I've never had to enter. I've exited entrances like this, but like I've never
Settle
entered
down.
it.
Calm.
Yeah, it was
I
like.
kept making jokes. I was like, we're clearly going into a place they're going to murder us all because none of this makes
Oh, it
any
just felt like we were walking to the
sense.
center of the earth.
Yeah, I was all happy. I'm like,
And you're
what are you
all
fucking happy
alone and
about?
shit?
Yeah, exactly. And we got there and it was all QR codes, so we did a little
Yeah.
like beep, beep, beep,
Scanning.
get in, and then we rushed our butts to the photo op area, which that to me was the most stressful. A, not knowing exactly where we're going,
Yeah.
and B, just not knowing how this is going to go. You know what I mean? But
Timing and
Yeah.
everything.
got there with a minute to spare,
Literally a minute to spare.
And,
we had to change it in right like before the time. Yeah.
Gotcha.
and they were able to change it, and then we ended up we bought ourselves another hour or so.
Yep.
And
Nice.
then the convention could begin for us.
Nice.
Yeah. Then that weight of panic,
The stress,
was
the
gone.
panic.
Yes.
What are the actual hours of the convention?
I think 10 till 7.
Okay.
Something like that. Yeah.
7
10
-ish,
to-
But-
yeah. Actually, you know what? I think it's exactly 10 to 7.
But we also found out that the shows they do, they might do later than
Yeah,
that.
well, that
right?
makes sense. Yeah.
yeah.
Do a
I
10 to
don't
7
know
for crowds.
if the
and-
one we went to was special, or if they had other.
yeah,
ones
they
that
have
went
they
on.
have special event
Yeah. okay.
things that happen after, I guess, after hours, after
Yeah.
convention hours or whatever,
Yeah.
that are
Oh,
'cause
that
I
makes
think-
sense.
I
Invite
think that's
or
why we were moved,
upsell. Yeah.
because we were moved.
Mm.
I think we were supposed to be in a different theater.
Oh, okay.
But then we got moved and our time got switched because the Hobbitses got added to the bill later on, and they were doing
Okay.
a whole big Hobbitses thing, so they
Hmm.
probably needed more room for the Hobbitses people
Yeah, that makes sense.
than they did for the Jay and Silent Bob's people.
Gotcha.
Maybe. It's hard to say because now that we're looking at it, like the crowds that were there, it seemed to me the biggest crowds were like the Stranger Things
Yep.
people and then
Yep.
Kevin Smith. Like he was like,
I could see both. I'm not terribly
I
surprised.
would say he would have been second/third tier, like under the Stranger Things, because he also had the Star Trek people. He had William
that's true.
Shatner, Brent Spinner or Spiner. Or
We didn't
whatever
see
his
any
name
of
is.
those guys.
Wow.
And,
Brent
LeVar
Spinner was
Burton.
there.
Yeah,
we-
Brent Spiner was there.
We saw LeVar Burton.
Yeah, we saw LeVar Burton. Yeah.
Oh,
We saw-
LeVar,
we
you know
saw
what?
LeVar chilling.
Yeah.
LeVar, I would give the head nod just for the stories.
I
Like you
know.
for Star Trek, don't get me wrong.
Oh, but Reading
Amazing.
Rainbow.
But Reading Rainbow and the podcast he does even
By
to
the
this
way,
day.
do you want to know someone who's never seen Reading Rainbow?
Who?
This guy.
How the fuck are you still here?
I know.
What?
How are you
we
even?
never, we
how
never
are
had
you,
the Reading Rainbow.
like? How are you even
We had the polka
literate
dot
at all?
door.
I don't understand how you knew how to read without
Mr.
Reading
Tressel.
Rainbow.
Polka dot door.
Hey, Mr. Dress Up Polka Dot. These are great.
but they're not the same. Like,
Reading Rainbow
was the best.
But I do. I recommend his podcast if you do want to hear some. And he has a nice style. There's no one style of book. They're always short stories. He does a great job.
He's amazing.
If you're, I highly recommend.
It's a reading podcast.
He reads to you the stories.
It's a reading.
So
podcast.
it's reading Rainbow.
Essentially, yes,
yeah.
but they're not children books.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I'll be clear. Yeah, they're not children books. There are some higher, adult nature.
Yeah.
They're a variety of stories.
Grocery store romance.
Yeah, but I don't think I've heard any of that.
Sure, they're
in all honesty.
Maybe he just does.
We are like, don't get me
stories
wrong.
that Reader's
To our
Digest.
listeners right now, we're a level above Barton, but Burton's like right there, second to us.
So close, yeah.
She's right.
One of the greatest
Right
podcasts.
beneath
It's
us.
not ours. That's for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Burton, feel free to call me up
So-
and yell at me in person.
Yeah, please do. So, fun anecdote. We had just went for a smoke and a joint, and because it's fun to wander the Fan Expo high, and
I could imagine it would
AJ was trying to coax me to try to go meet LeVar Burton, but we literally just got stoned. I'm like, I can't, man. I'm too high to go meet Jordy LaForge. I can't do this right now. And it's funny because like
he was afraid of Kunta Kinte.
yeah, it was. And AJ's even kind of like trying to physically kind of just poke me over, and my body's like physically not moving.
Well, there's a reason
It's like,
why
I
I kept
can't.
poking him to do it too, because after we got our picture thing straightened out, right by the booth. So the way it's set up is around the outskirts of this one hall or this one giant
Section. Yeah.
is where all the celebrities
Gotcha.
sit there and
Yep.
sign their stuff. And before we went out for a smoke, we saw
right.
Rob Paulson, the voice of Pinky. Yeah, Pinky.
Yeah, Pinky
Leonardo
and Wacko.
from the Animaniacs.
Nice.
Leonardo from the Ninja Turtles, a whole bunch of other crap.
Yeah, he's done like.
I was going to ask who Leonardo was. I didn't catch it. Like,
Oh, my God.
okay, that makes
From
sense
the
now.
Ninja Turtles, the original Ninja Turtle series.
Yeah.
Yeah, we saw him, and Chris was like, "Hey, let's go see if we can say hi."
Yeah.
And I'm like, nah, you pay for money. And
Yeah,
pictures
yeah.
and autographs and stuff. But no, we went and kind of stood behind a couple of people who were just finishing up and ended up chatting with the fellow for a good 10 minutes.
Yeah. It's a good long conversation.
Yeah.
Nice.
He's a real sweet guy.
Oh, very nice. Very
awesome,
nice guy.
Awesome. It's
Very
like,
good.
he's one of those people when you meet him, he's like, oh, we should just hang out more. Because you like the conversation's so natural and easy.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, we got more to talk about.
Oh,
You know?
I'm sure the stories. And
Oh yeah.
I'm sure he has stories.
He seems very grateful for his position.
Oh,
in
yeah,
life.
for sure.
And that was my big question for him. Was like, so all those years, like,
Was this all
Was
worth
this-
it?
yeah, like, yeah, what'd you
Of
think?
course it was, you dumbass.
but like my next question was like, did you think like you'd have this level of fame? It's like, no. It's like I never thought that this would be my life. Doing
Yeah.
those voices, all those silly voices, all those years ago.
Yeah,
And he goes,
nice.
and now I made a career about it.
That's
and
good.
You would have loved it. He was wearing a Leafs jersey,
Nice.
which is
Yeah,
awesome.
yep.
Leafs are his second favorite team because he's from Detroit. So Detroit's his favorite team. I'm like,
Yeah.
well, you're
Nobody's
not getting beat
perfect.
up here. Exactly. That's kind of it. Yeah. But it was a really nice visit, and it got us thinking we probably could do that with anybody that's there.
Oh,
right?
that's
like a
free.
celebrity
General.
just kind of hanging out. And,
Yeah.
So,
And it definitely worked with Jason Mewes,
yep.
where we got a brief
Twice.
conversation with him. Well, the first time was briefer, I guess. And that was awesome just to say, hey, shake your hands. But they need to get ready for the photo op, which we were going to be meeting him,
And anyway. Nice.
which is awesome. And then, we started touring the floor a bunch, just kind of seeing what's out there. It's pretty amazing what they have on display.
They
Like,
got some pretty crazy shit.
yeah, like some stuff is pretty standard. You've been to, one of the 4 City or London Comic Cons before, I'm sure, right? Dave?
Nope.
Okay. Have you ever been to a con at all?
Nope.
Have you ever been to a place where they just got tons of stuff?
Well,
Walmart,
my
right?
office.
Yeah. Imagine your office across the convention floor. No. But it's like they got a lot of stuff that you would expect to see, whether they be action figures or collectibles.
So yeah, they have like so I guess kind of in the one of the main parts they have basically it's all just vendors, people selling shit.
Oh, okay.
Right? You
Yeah.
know, toys and
Collectibles.
T-shirts,
this stuff.
collectibles,
Gotcha.
blankets,
Yeah, fair.
Fun things.
just crap for too much money.
Yeah.
But then when you go upstairs to the other area, that's where they have all the artist booths, comic book store booths, right? So they'll have like all their comics,
Comic
out and stuff
vendors.
like that. Yeah, comic vendors. and bigger name places like GameStop, Ubisoft games.
Was that where was Bandai?
Yeah.
That they were all on this.
Yeah, like bigger.
Okay.
They have like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
bigger,
okay.
more corporate booths,
Yeah.
sort of thing. Yeah,
That Bandai
Nice.
booth was amazing.
yeah,
Just
it's
the
pretty cool
way
shit.
it was displayed, everything was so fucking cool. And just that of like, there's this whole section of tables of people just working on stuff.
Oh yeah,
Like,
they were
what is
putting
going on?
they were putting like Pikachu's together. or
Yeah,
some
and it's
shit.
like it's
Some
just
weird,
a
like,
team that
Pikachu
puts
models.
Gundams together. So it's like
Yeah.
if you go buy a Gundam or whatever, which I'll say I was pleasantly surprised by most of the prices. I didn't think they were too
Yeah.
gougy from what other
For what
things
they
I've seen.
are.
Yeah. And and that's what they're doing. They're just building models there. And I don't know that they're buying them for people or people are buying them and giving them to other people to build for them or whatever.
I
But
would say
that's
part of the reason why, like, I have 2 Gundam models, but I have them because I wanted to build them.
right.
Things.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
But maybe there are people that just, I don't know, they want it,
don't.
whatever.
I
Or
bought-
maybe they just want to build their own Gundams while they're there.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, that's fair.
I
Yeah.
bought a Batman one.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hell yeah, he
he's-
did.
he looks like a robot.
Yeah.
He does look like a robot.
He
for
looks like
sure.
one of them Gangnam things that you guys were
Yeah,
just
nice.
talking about.
Yeah.
I have to admit, I have one thing.
He kind of has that Gangnam style,
Yeah.
you know?
Gangnam style. Nice. It's just that what I like about the modeling too is that you can really choose what level. You can either just
Yeah.
put it together and you're done.
Right.
You can do the painting and you're done.
Mhm.
Yep.
Or you can try to go real that whole shadows and all the other shit.
Yeah.
I'm the
Well,
middle guy.
This is AJ's first foray into. It's actually called Gunpla. Is actually the actual name for Gundam modeling. It's
Gangnam
called
style.
Gunpla. It's his first
I
foray
go with
into
the
it.
Gangnam. I like that.
Okay, all right. First foray into it, and he's asking, he's like, how long is this going to take me? How much time do I got to put? I'm like, that's on you, right?
Yeah,
Like
it does
it's you
Yep.
can snap it together in 20 minutes and you're good, or you can take
I
your
don't
time.
know. I don't
and-
know if you can snap this guy together in 20 minutes.
Maybe not, but I was just saying, like,
there's quite a few pieces.
it's
and quite
your
a few
level of
steps.
craftsmanship that goes into it to decides what kind
But-
of character
Yeah.
it's going to be.
So yeah, I
Or-
want to get the little hobby snips, little snippy snips to
Yep.
cut
Yep.
the guys off.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
thing-
have to.
the
Yeah.
things.
Yep.
And it says no glue,
Yeah, no.
so I
Yeah.
haven't decided if I want to.
If
You
you
don't-
don't,
together
don't
yet.
want
No.
if
You
it
don't
says
need to.
no glue, don't use glue.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The-
it says no glue required.
The
And
only-
it's a Gundam model?
It's a Bandai. Model.
It is,
So
yes,
it's in
it
the
is, it
style-
is.
It's
Yeah.
in the style,
Absolutely,
of,
it
but
is.
also in the style of the Batman.
Yeah,
It's
you
a
should be
Batman
fine-
style Gundam,
Yeah,
yeah.
you should be fine just doing the click together. They're
Yeah.
actually built in that form,
Yeah.
and sometimes they have movement.
Oh, this dude has
Yeah.
some articulation.
Yeah,
happening,
yeah.
for
Yeah,
sure.
the only time you would ever need glue is if they showed
Say
some-
glue.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
okay.
said there's a requirement
Yeah.
for
Just
that.
get yourself.
Yeah.
Another thing is if you go to get the model glue, go to a hobby store and ask them for the real model glue, please.
Right.
Because now on the shelves they sell the fake model glue.
Oh,
remember
actually, I don't
hearing
even
that.
think you can get. Maybe you can get it. Maybe not. I know they sell models at Toys R Us, like the cars and stuff like that. But I don't know if you can get
The store
the
that
paints and stuff like that anymore. I know you used to be able to get them in
No.
Walmart,
Oh, yeah, I don't
but I
know.
don't think you can get them anymore.
no, you have to get them online or you have to get them
Because
other
people get
places.
high
Point.
off of
I haven't seen those models.
Oxford and
and Richmond.
Wonderland.
Richmond.
Wonderland.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Behind the little.
It's in the big super mall area where if you go anywhere near it,
I think there's a model shop, a hobby shop on Dundas, by Gibraltar.
Okay.
there is. I haven't been there in a few years though. I don't know.
I'm sure they have the stuff
Yeah, they probably
Sure.
have the stuff too.
and the things.
They probably got what
So
you
yeah, I
need.
got one of those.
Nice,
Yeah, I picked some stuff up.
Yeah, you got
Yeah.
lots of
Spent
things.
some money.
nice,
Spent.
good.
Spent some money.
Well,
on
it's the
some,
nostalgia
some
factor.
Batman stuff.
Yeah. What? Batman?
Yeah, right? Surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
you made out pretty good, I think.
I made out like a bandit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got some things that I regret not getting myself. I was telling my buddy Ryan this. The Batarangs, you snatched them up. They found
I
like
found 8. Yeah, I got one.
yeah.
Well, they had
snatched one up.
they had multiple, but I just got one.
Yeah, they had like replica Batarangs from Tim Burton '89 movie.
Yeah, the Michael
one.
Keaton Batman.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Same style.
Gotcha.
And he was like, he got that and a replica of the back
The
grappling
grapple
gun.
launcher.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
The whole time you're saying batarangs, I'm like, is that like ninja stars or something? It kind of is actually.
Yeah,
Pretty much, yeah, exactly what it
A
is.
specific kind.
Bat Ninja Stars.
So the cool thing about the grapple launcher is you put the batteries in it,
Yeah.
and what you do is you shoot it. And
Okay.
it's like one of those things that it shoots out. It's like fully functional. Then you push this button and it reels it all back in.
Nice.
nice.
So it's on a
Nice.
So you actually like.
Yeah,
Oh, that's cool.
And fuck it, man.
So
if there wasn't a string on it, that thing would shoot like
crazy,
like
eh?
5-6
You
feet,
should
man.
put a longer string on it. That's what I would do. That's
well,
what I would
you'd
do.
have to take it apart.
Yeah.
We should
The
do that.
strings on the
We should
inside.
do that.
No, we shouldn't do that.
So I will say, in my opinion, they weren't that badly priced. Like the batarangs were like $30. He snatches them up right away. He's like, I'm not going to hesitate. I'm like, I don't know the quality of these things, so I am going to hesitate. And I wish I didn't, because when we went back, they didn't have them. They were all sold out.
Yeah,
so like, fuck, I missed my opportunity to get these things. But whatever. You clearly did not.
Yeah, I was
going to
get the animated series Grapple Launcher too, but they were all sold out.
They were all sold out. Yeah. There's lots of
sad face.
Yeah, you could go from one little booth to the next, and they'd have the same stuff most of the time.
Some more of the traditional stuff.
Things.
Yeah, we did see like those Batman Beyond batarangs a bunch of times, but I don't think I saw any of the Michael Keaton ones. I could be wrong, but I don't think. Yeah. So you'll see certain stuff in same booths and other stuff.
A lot of anime. Stuff.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by
tons of anime stuff. It was,
and then they had like
good 80%. No, maybe not 80. 60% was anime.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
And then
I'm
they
not
had
surprised.
like little shops that had like geeky things for your kitchen. So they had like they'd have like cutting boards with pop culture puns on them or whatever.
Okay.
Like they had Spaceballs, the cutting board.
Yeah, for
nice.
sure. Yeah,
Stuff like that.
yeah. I was impressed with that leather jacket shop that they had.
Oh
there.
yeah, they had a pretty they have like cosplay clothes. And
Nice.
Pretty much leather jackets.
Oh, I didn't even think to ask that. Was there a lot of people dressed up?
Oh, fuck
so
yeah.
many people.
Fuck yeah.
Saw one of the best Catwomen I've ever seen. Saw
She was
Spawn.
good. She was good.
Saw. Oh yeah.
By the costume.
The Spawn was really good, but he was like,
Short.
like 5'8".
I know.
5'9",
If you could be like
short.
6'4", you'd be great, buddy.
Put some lifts in your boots, you'd be good. But like the work, a lot of the stuff was probably made by the people wearing it too.
Usually, yeah.
Right. So like
Nice.
some of the stuff was just wow.
It's crazy to think of how far cosplay's gone, because people now hire professionals to make their cosplay gear.
Yeah,
It's
nice.
bonkers to see it. Like that Spawn thing, that Spawn suit was unbelievable.
It was wild.
Nice.
I'll show you a picture. It's Anyways, I'll show you right now. Actually.
Yeah. But there was like from having gone, what was it? Probably 7 years ago or something like that. Was my first time. There was a lot of different. I was expecting more of certain cosplays.
Very nice.
Like there were very few Batman things. Like when I went, there was like you could throw a rock and hit 15 Harley Quinns.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Right. This time around, it was more anime. I think anime video games.
Yeah,
Stuff like that.
Yeah, it's a great Catwoman, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, because it's from the Tim Burton Catwoman.
Yeah,
That's
of
why
course.
it's great, right?
That's
Yeah, of
great,
course.
yeah.
But yeah, I'd say it was more video games than anime for cosplay.
It did seem like
year.
that.
There was
Yeah.
a lot. Like I didn't see. I saw much less pop culture stuff that more of the world would be into, right? Like your movies and TV and stuff like that. Like the year that I went, there was a lot of Adventure Time.
Right.
Was a big
deal back
one.
then, yeah.
Stuff like that. So there was a lot less of that. I found.
Yeah, me too. I would say the same. In fact, even comic book stuff, it was all lesser known stuff like Constantine or, it wasn't like
Didn't see any
Batman,
Spider. I think there was maybe like one Spider-Man, maybe two that I saw.
I feel like we saw, maybe you're right, but I feel like we saw a bunch Spider-Man, but most of them were really bad. Like, it's just not very good.
But I have to say,
Some of them were like the Walmart Halloween costume Spider-Man.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. It's just society changing. Like
I think so.
Again, that is a big thing compared to comic books to a certain extent nowadays. People are getting a lot into that.
Yeah, people are more into the video
sure.
games and stuff like that.
It makes sense.
I'm getting a lot of stuff. We talked about it all before, but how we just how we can't really get into it too much.
That's true. It's not past that age now. Yeah. But it was cool to see people just dressing up in their element, having a good time.
Well, as long as we're having a good time, if I could,
for sure.
It felt like a community where you could just dress up as whatever
and have fun.
Yeah.
have fun, and nobody's gonna.
You guys were the oddballs out for not dressing.
Yeah,
up.
well, no, we
Probably,
dressed up.
yeah.
We dressed up as like Jay and Silent Bob fans. That's what we did.
Yeah.
We got real stoned to make sure that they know we were serious.
Yeah, we were like low rent Cheech and Chong.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh,
Right.
there you go. That's
right.
even
Yeah,
better,
that's
actually.
right.
The only part of the costume we actually had was the squinty eyes.
That's right. We had the facial hair.
And the facial
hair.
There you go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Squinty eyes,
There you go.
And hats.
And
hats.
we had the scent. We had the aroma.
Yeah,
You know, so-
that's how you get a true cosplay.
That's
how
right.
you get right into cosplay. Not
it.
only does that have to be the look,
yeah.
You need
you
the
have to get
scent.
the smell. too.
We're method cosplayers.
Yeah.
That's what we are.
Yeah.
Method cosplayers. You know, we're living the gimmick.
meth head cosplayers.
Meth head
No.
cosplayers. That's next year's
That's
Fan
pushing
Expo,
it.
Jack.
That's pushing
Okay,
it.
for sure. Yeah, for sure. But it was really, really fun to be in that environment. I didn't buy a whole lot myself. There was a couple of action figures I wanted, and one I grabbed there because I was able to get it way early. It was supposed to be released in November, so I'll
Yeah,
buy it
I
there.
found that weird that they had some things that, like the Darth Vader
Yeah,
that we saw, apparently isn't supposed to be released till January.
right.
And yeah, they had
A copy.
They had a copy of it,
there, but I think that's because they get theirs from wherever it's distributed, and the retailers that we're buying from
Oh,
have to wait
maybe.
for their distribution timeline.
Yeah,
maybe.
it also could be that, and somebody said it, copy. It's not
Yeah.
the real
There's
figure.
That
It's
possible is
an imitation
possible as
figure.
well. That's true. That's
Yeah.
true. But then there's this really sweet Captain America figure I've been kind of eyeing on a while, and I saw it there, and price wise, whatever. Shut up.
Just the way you described it. There's this sweet
America.
Captain America
It is
that I've been
America's ass.
America's ass.
that I've been
So-
eyeing for a while.
I know. Yeah,
He's been eye
I
fucking for
tell
a
you,
while.
it's darn right. You know that America's ass isn't gonna. Okay, I'm done now.
Okay.
But I was able to find it on Amazon for cheaper. So I was like, well, there's no point in me buying
Yeah.
it. Here, I could just order it.
That's the thing nowadays too, right?
Yeah.
Like you can go in and be like, oh, I want that, and then be like, well, how much is it on Amazon, and when the fuck can I get it?
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
So I kind of feel bad for certain vendors, because there's certain vendors that are just so niche that it's like
Yeah.
You're not going
you
to
should probably get it there.
Yeah.
Kind
Well,
of thing.
Case in point, you getting that Super 7 figure of Prince John, which you
From
want
the 70s Robin Hood.
Yeah.
I got a really cool action figure.
Remember the old
Nice.
animated?
Yeah, the old animated Robin
cartoon?
Hood with the foxes and the
The super.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah.
So he got a Super 7 figure, which Super 7 makes these just unbelievably exquisite model-like action figures. It's just kind of their
Nice.
thing. And he did it because you could tell the rest of the story, but you pre-ordered.
I'd pre-ordered Robin Hood. The Robin Hood.
How long
figure,
ago, AJ?
Over a year ago now.
Over a
Oh,
year
wow.
ago.
I'm still waiting apparently for it to be made.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like they're making them to order. That's
Yeah, they're a make to order kind of thing.
So you have to hit the certain number, then
I guess,
they'll make.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So
We'll see what
he
happens.
found Prince George in the same series. There's only the two.
Prince John.
Oh, it's Prince John. Sorry, Prince John. And there's only two to the series. And he's like, "Should I get this?" I'm like, "Well, you're probably not."
It's the
Look at
same.
this
It was the same price as it would have been. Actually, I got a deal on it.
You did?
I got $5 off.
Ooh.
So it was
$5.
haggle, man.
Who is Prince John?
Remember?
He's.
Also,
You have the picture I sent you.
Yeah. Oh, I'll just.
Well, no, but like
Who's
in the Batman series.
No, he's not. He's
Batman.
from the Robin Hood.
The 70s Robin Hood cartoon.
Oh, okay. Now I've caught up. I had Robin in my head with
Dave.
Batman, and I'm like, what are we talking about here?
We're talking about
Okay.
Robin Hood.
This guy. Remember that guy?
Yes, now I do. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's who he got the
And the
figure of.
snake.
the snake.
Okay,
And the
I have
snake.
caught up.
Yeah. So
It's really cool.
it is a wonderful piece. But I mean, I don't think you would have had that opportunity elsewhere
No.
to get him. I don't think so.
Probably not to pick it up like that.
No,
Not pick it up like
definitely not.
that for a price that you feel good about it. You
Yeah.
may have seen it
Exactly.
somewhere else.
Yeah, because I
Exactly,
would have
yeah.
paid
Double.
the same. Well, no, probably the same, if not a little bit more with shipping and
Oh, if you just did an
some
order.
taxes
Gotcha.
and
Right.
stuff like
Yeah.
that. Yeah. So
So I think in light of that, I think that it was worth it for you to get that. But like,
yeah.
there's this some of the pricing was all over the place.
Oh yeah.
One Metroplex figure that the new I had no intention of getting it, but I was just eyeballing it.
Mhm.
One place had it for MSRP, which I think is like $220 or whatever, and then a place had it for like $300, $350,
Yeah.
$400, and it's like, I guess. I
Yeah,
mean,
you got to play the game.
That's
But of
right.
course, somebody already called it out. You called it out where you looked at it like, maybe, went away, came back, and they're gone.
And it's gone. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That's
Yeah.
right. And they're banking on that, right? They're banking on that happening.
Oh, yeah,
so
for
that's
sure.
So
For
yeah,
sure.
you got to take
Yeah.
it, and that happened. So
Yeah.
but it was really cool. And then then we got an opportunity to wait in line for. Actually, it wasn't that bad. I think
For
the first.
pictures.
Yeah, what, 45 minutes?
About 45 minutes ish, yeah.
To wait. And I had thought, oh, sorry, go ahead.
I just want to make sure I'm clear on this. Wait a minute. You had to wait 45 minutes in line for the pictures that you had booked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Very-
Well, my thought was, because I'm a crafty fella sometimes, I thought, well, what if we were the last ones to be in line? Maybe we get more time to hang out.
You get less time.
In my head, I thought,
Why would you get less time? Maybe
why
you
would you
get
be-
more time because there's nobody behind you and they don't have to
Exactly.
rush on to the next person.
exactly.
No, you get less time because they're probably sick and tired and need a break and have some other.
Look at these cute faces right here. How could he say no to us?
Anywho,
But when we finally got to the lineup, and we're like, well, let's just kind of survey the situation. And then the lineup was really long.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, there was no way. And the way they structure it, there's no way you could tell how they're letting the lineup in because there's
Yeah,
multiple lines.
they had 3
gotcha.
different lines.
Yeah. So we didn't know. It's like, well, that was never going to happen.
Yeah.
Whatever. But it was great to have an experience. And then
45 minutes though.
yeah,
45 minutes.
booked
Not
this.
only to get a picture. We got hugs.
got hugs.
We got hugs.
Which is nice.
Well, no, like
We
I'm
got
not.
Kevin Smith hugs.
I'm not trying to diminish the value of getting the Kevin Smith pictures, the hugs. You got what, maybe 5 minutes of a chit chat,
Not even.
Not even?
Not
Yeah.
even.
but it's just one of those. For me personally, I could not do that.
So there's only one other person I could wait in line to do this for, and that would have been the late great Stan Lee. Outside of that, I don't think there's another person to do this.
Who would I wait 45 minutes to meet in person? Oh, hey, I don't know off the top of my head.
Well, and it was a little weird because we literally just met Jay like an hour and a half prior.
Twice.
No,
No, that was the first. Right.
The first
We
time,
met him
right?
after again.
Yeah, and then
That's
you're
nice.
like, oh, now I'm waiting 45 minutes to meet him again. That's weird. But whatever. It was what it was. And it was a nice photo. And, got to just tell him thanks for having such a profound impact on my life. Got a quick moment to say you're kind of the reason why AJ and I are friends.
Yeah.
And he's like, thanks so much for letting me be a part of your world.
Yeah, he kind of
you know.
showed us a little gratitude for
And
Good.
I don't know.
coming to
Felt like a pretty warm hug. Felt like he cared, which is really nice. I'm sure
It
everybody-
seemed genuine because and we know he doesn't think of himself as that level of celebrity.
right.
He still thinks of him as that independent. I wouldn't be here if you didn't buy Clerks.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Or if you didn't buy a ticket for all of these other goofy movies that
Right.
weren't huge blockbusters, but bought me Ben Affleck's house.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
He still has that mentality. So I think he is actually grateful for like, hey, you spent $130 on a picture with me. So
Right.
thank you.
Yeah.
Right. Like I have this much time to say thank you. This is how I'm going to
Yeah.
do it.
There's that, but I think there's also the fact that he was probably as stoned as we were. So
Possibly.
I think there's a lot of love going on.
Having
for that.
experienced it before, I felt like there was much less of a, at least from them, of a, okay, come on, let's go.
Yeah, it didn't feel like that. I
Okay.
got the vibe from Jay that he didn't really want to be touchy, feely.
Yeah.
I think maybe just because of COVID, he's
Yeah.
not really,
No, that's fair.
which is perfectly fine.
Even
but
without COVID.
he's
He
doing
was more of a fist bump guy.
yeah.
And I
but-
noticed at the show later on that he did a couple times
Wash
use
his hands.
hand sanitizer.
Yeah. Well, also
and
too,
he's had a kid recently to boot.
right,
Yeah.
exactly. So
Okay.
he's trying to be a super dad. As
I don't
best
know.
he can,
Maybe
right? So-
maybe being having been addicted to drugs, maybe that played a factor on his immune system at some
Very
point.
much.
And
Yeah.
maybe he's
Yeah.
got something
yeah, possibly.
going on that way. It's affected his body somehow,
That's a
Yeah.
good point.
right?
Yeah.
So he's extra careful
Yeah.
about stuff. But he was still gracious to do and hang and
Yeah.
put his arm around
Oh,
me and
for
stuff
sure.
like that. Right?
Yeah.
So it wasn't like a
You're not. Yeah. No.
don't
Yeah.
touch me, you gross fuck
But-
you
Yeah.
kind of attitude.
It felt like, and this will go into the story as we move along, but it felt like there was a couple of like winks and nods that like he was like acknowledging us, like, I got you. And maybe I was just really high.
Like,
But you know what I mean? But it's
well,
like,
he kind of recognized, maybe
Yeah.
he recognized us from earlier or something.
yeah,
right?
exactly. So, and that this plays into how the story goes. But that whole moment was really special. It was really nice and
That's good. I'm glad
very-
you enjoyed it.
very emotional in a lot of
Yeah,
ways.
it was cool.
It was really cool.
It was cool.
Yeah.
Good.
Because Chris and I, like the first time we ever met, we had to do like one of those introduce yourself
Right.
things at work, right? Like get to know your icebreakers.
At a company that no longer exists.
that doesn't exist.
Actually, I don't know if
anymore.
they do or not. I don't know, but
A bullshit
I assume they don't.
telephone
Yeah, we don't need to name
calling
names.
company.
They suck balls.
But yeah, it was like one of those. oh, I like Kevin Smith movies, and then I like Kevin Smith. Hey, did we just become best friends because we both like Kevin Smith movies?
Yeah.
Of course you did.
Of course.
That's kind of how it started, really.
Yeah, that's really it. And we ended up watching a bunch and then chatting about Foo Fighters and all the good stuff, and then
Yeah.
friendship was born, which is awesome.
Nice.
So it was really special.
It was good to convey
Yeah.
that to the person who facilitated
Kind of helped.
that, I guess.
No,
in
that
a way,
is good.
right?
Yeah.
That is a good story, actually.
Yeah.
I'm not thinking. That
yeah,
is nice.
It's really sweet. I just wish we had more time with him.
Well, so
that's my only jealous.
go out for a beer,
Or-
you know,
well,
to
yeah,
chat.
We could have purchased the autograph, and you could have had like
A few
Or-
extra
like we
moments.
noticed with Rob Paulson, right? We could have had that X
More
amount
time.
of time
Yeah.
to,
But there's also
converse with somebody.
I think too, because he did like a free signing the next day, and he did like a screening of a documentary that was made about him by one of his buddies.
He's coming out with a new one too, isn't he?
Yeah, Clerks 3 is coming out
Yeah.
soon,
Clerks 3
yeah,
will be
which
out
we
soon.
all will be going to see in
Yes.
theaters.
Yeah. When
I'm
is
sure.
it released?
Soonish.
soon. I think in
Mm.
October.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, very soon. But I would imagine. Oh, sorry, gonna say. Go ahead.
Sorry, my head just popped with something totally unrelated. I apologize.
Oh, okay.
Just that Weird Al movie that's coming out.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Let's talk about it.
Oh fuck! I got caught.
Let's talk
Oh.
about that.
I'm
Well,
sorry.
let's
We're
distract
getting way
ourselves.
off topic. I'm sorry. It popped in my head. It's like
We will keep that. Put a pin on that because I definitely want to talk about that for sure. So I think if we did go to those opportunities, there would be more of a chance to have organic interactions
Right.
with them. The photo op I get, like they don't have time to sit there. And
well, you
hang
saw
out.
the line.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's a nice memory.
But it is a wonderful
Hey,
memory.
you in the end, to your point, nice memory. You had a good time.
yeah.
A good little, yes, 2-minute chat. High
But wait,
fives.
there's more.
Okay.
So that was good. That was awesome. That was a lot of fun, and we both kind of reeled from that a little bit and got really more high because,
Why not?
well, yeah, that's what you're doing. I found that was the best smoke spot, by the way. Aside
Yeah.
from all
Oh, the
people
one
that-
little, the one
Yeah,
little. Oh yeah, right. Because
So
we kept going out like out front. Let's say.
yeah,
Right? And to
it was
get
like stupid.
and to get out, you have to scan your badge. and,
Right.
Go out front. And that's where everybody else is going to smoke and get truck food or whatever. And then there is a potential you'd have to maybe wait in a little line to come back in, or
There was a couple times we were at capacity. Am I correct?
apparently,
Yeah.
they were at capacity and they were
Mhm.
turning people away
Yeah.
who'd already like gone in and out, kind of thing.
Yep.
Well, behind the photo where they print the photos, there was another little exit, and then Chris went to use the facilities, and I like, what's over here? And I popped my head through the curtain, and there's this young little girl sitting on the chair with a security jacket on. I'm like, can I go in and out of here? Like, is that a thing I can do?
Yeah.
She's like, yep.
Oh,
Like,
nice.
oh, okay. So we were like, hey, let's go out here and have a quick smoke or whatever. And yeah, it was just this little like,
Gated area.
yeah,
Yeah.
And it had
Oh,
like
nice.
stairs and this little patio.
Yeah.
I don't want to call it a patio, but a landing that
Yeah.
overlooked like
The
subway
subways?
tracks or GO train tracks, like
Gotcha.
train tracks.
Yeah.
And yeah,
It was a perfect
and there
spot.
was very
Just go
few,
and hang
like
out.
much less people.
Right.
There wasn't anybody walking by us. You can kind of
Because we're gonna
Yeah, space.
corner and smoke a
Gotcha.
we were
joint
talking
or-
about this too because we want to smoke weed, but there's also that weird stigma. It was like we don't want to do it around kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
Like,
fair.
but it's hard when you're at a convention because there's lots of kids, right? But so it's a really kind of a weird thing. This was like a nice little happy medium for us to
Yeah.
go away from everybody and do.
And it was
everything.
easier to get back in.
And way
It
easier,
wasn't a
way
big-
easier.
Yeah, it wasn't.
You've
like an
sold me more
ordeal
on the
or-
easier to get in and out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Knowing this now, that one spot, it makes me want to go back to Fan Expo. Like before, I was like, I'm probably not going back to Fan Expo. There's no reason for me to go there. But then the spot, that just it makes it so much easier to get through your day. Because I was even
Yeah.
saying to AJ, I'm like, if we get food and stuff, we just eat out. He was like, yeah, no, this makes perfect sense. Like, why would we do anything
Yeah.
else? Because I mean, it's just super easy, right? So. It was just a nice little moment for us to share and
It was
Nice.
it was a good place to decompress.
yeah, exactly.
Because even out front, you still feel like maybe you're a little bit more on guard.
A little
or
bit.
more.
Wow, there's tons of people
'cause there's
around.
people
Yeah.
walking
Yeah.
by.
There was a big Jays game that happened
oh
there
yeah
too,
yeah,
so
yeah.
that was a big crowd as a part of it. So
because
just all
everybody
kinda
had
wanted to know each other.
anybody walking like taking the subway or anything has
Right.
to walk by the convention
Yeah.
center.
yeah.
And
So
it would be busy.
so that was nice, and then we got to walk the floor a whole bunch more, and lots of pretty people in costumes, a lot more merch. Man, you kept buying so many things. I'm trying to think of all the stuff that you
Oh
bought.
man, I don't even think I bought that much.
I feel like you
I
did.
got the Super 7 figure,
Yeah,
the grapple launcher,
yeah.
the
Batarang,
the Bandai,
Bandai.
and a T-shirt for Nikki.
Is that it?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Felt like it was more than that.
Oh, yeah, I went with X amount of dollars and I actually left with money.
That's good. That's
Yeah,
good.
very nice.
I
Very
know that was a
nice.
challenge for you. So
Well, yes and no. It was because I didn't see a whole bunch more that was like I really would like that. It was just more like, yeah, that'd be cool, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I had gone with the idea of maybe picking up a graded comic, but then I started looking at prices and I was like, no, because then you got to look through all these boxes and pull them all out and blah blah blah. I feel like I would want to like, hey, this is my favorite cover.
Right.
That's what I'm going to search for.
Yeah.
As opposed to, oh yeah, that's acceptable. Kind of vibe.
See, I know expert.
Like I'd really like, let's say the Nightfall issue, the Nightfall series of
Azrael.
Batman with Azrael, the first one where he's in the new bat suit.
I know you're talking
That
about.
would be really
Sweet.
cool to have graded.
With the foil cover.
Oh, that'd be even cooler.
That'd be cool.
I do have some of those in that series with the foil cover.
I'm glad you say that because I've never had I've never had a comic graded, but I feel like it's more worth it if you send a book you already have or you purchased to go get graded rather than buying an already graded book.
I would say it's worth it in one of two ways. That,
Mm-hmm.
or if the book has just come out
Yeah.
and it's been sent away to be graded and come back. Because Nikki there was a special series of Batmans they were doing where the villain takes over the cover. It was a variant cover.
Okay.
Where it would have like Batman scratched out and said Nikki likes the Harley Quinn. So
Right.
Harley Quinn,
Gotcha.
and it's a lenticular cover.
Oh yeah.
Right?
I think I saw the pictures of those. Those are cool.
She bought that graded for $50 when it first came out.
Bought it graded for 50.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was like the week it had come out, or the week after, or whatever. How long?
It's crazy that was graded that fast.
However
Holy
long
shit.
it takes to go away and get graded. But
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it had come out pretty
within a month's time.
maybe they had it in stock or something and they sent it away before the release or blah blah blah. Anyway, she found it for $50 graded, and it's now worth like 100 and something.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Because it wasn't at that collector price yet, it was a little more worth it.
Yeah.
Because like the ones that we were seeing were like $200-300, $150, stuff like that.
It costs a lot. The more prestigious the book, the more it costs to get it graded.
That
too.
too.
So that also plays a factor.
So this was a like brand new.
Yeah.
Book. It wasn't an old vintage comic or anything.
Yeah.
That she got.
So when people
cool.
buy these, they don't read them then.
No. In fact,
what
to
you
read it, you have to break
open
the seal.
Plastic.
Yeah. Which defeats the purpose.
So what you would do is you'd buy it graded or get it graded. If you were planning on getting it graded, you'd probably buy another copy if you wanted to read it. So you might buy like a lesser copy.
Like you get like an Action Comics #1 at like a 1 grade.
And
I
then
do not get
then you
this.
go online and you read it because you're not going to break open an Action Comics #1.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I kind of get it and I kind of don't get it. I get it from the perspective like AJ's talking about, because for me it's all about the experience. So growing up on comics, I like to read them. So I could understand having something graded that you want to display, but having a copy that you can read yourself.
For me, I'd want a variant covered graded.
Sure.
That would probably be my thing. Like to get a cover that's maybe only has X amount of issues have this cover, as opposed to the one that everybody gets.
Gotcha. Okay.
You could go into
that
the
makes a bit
drugstore
more
and
sense.
get it, right?
Gotcha. Drugstore for comics. Remember those days?
Yeah, exactly.
Jeez, yeah,
Because nowadays the whole variant cover is a big deal.
Is
like
it?
It
I'm
was,
not sure.
I mean,
I know the 90s
it was
kind of
3 or
like
4 years ago.
They watered down the variant market, but
No,
whatever.
variants now are like.
But I'm not sure what it's like now.
I've seen upwards of like 4 variant covers for one issue.
Oh,
nowadays.
Okay.
Or there's the ones. What's his name? Scotty Young is a comic cover artist, and he does characters as like little kids.
Oh, nice.
So he does all the Marvel,
like X babies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got one where it's X-Men as babies, or the Avengers as babies, or Captain America as like a toddler.
Okay.
And they're in like a fun art style.
Okay, cool.
Right?
Yeah, that's fun.
But then there's also the copy that everybody else would have probably
Right.
bought.
Right.
That makes more sense. In
So
my
something
head.
like that.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
to keep engraved.
Well, no, because that was what I wasn't grokking, because I was like, why would you want a comic book that you would never read? But in this case, it really truly is. It is you're buying the collector's item.
Yeah. But there are plenty of people that only buy graded comics for the sake of collecting them.
No, that's fine.
And
Because that's what they're doing.
That's their.
That's because I've read all the comics I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think no. There's been a couple I don't, but yeah.
Yeah, because that's what I mean. Like that's where I was confused. 'Cause I'm like, why would I ever want to buy a comic I'm not going to read? But now I understand. If you're buying that, you're paying the $50, and if you wanted to read it, then you'll pay the $3.50.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
But the thing is, I do get it, but I kind of also equate it to collecting toys or whatever memorabilia and keeping it within the packaging. It's like I don't quite get it.
That I don't get either.
You know, it's like did you buy it just to look at it?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I guess and the only time it really kind of sort of made sense to me, there's a great wrestler, shout out to Ethan Page is his name. He's got a great vlog out there. And he's been collecting all these nostalgic things from the 90s, mint or not, on card.
Right.
And he also bought like a comic rack to display all of these items like on a revolving comic rack.
Cool.
Which is cool. But really all he's trying to do is set his den up or his man cave up as like, you know, a comic book shop with toys you can't touch, which felt like torture for me as a child.
Yeah.
Walking into a comic shop, if I was even allowed to do that, and then not being able to open up all the toys that you're seeing in there. It's like, hey, you know, you do you know, you enjoy, you know, you think.
Well, all these collector things you speak of, guess how much I collect?
So much. Well, you chew Gundam. You got two
I
Gundam.
do, but I have
he
those.
collects yarn.
I do collect. Actually, I do have yarn. That's actually a good playback.
Yeah,
I like
yeah,
that.
sure.
That's well done.
Yeah. Do you still have a collection of computer parts? Do you still?
No, actually, I got rid of a lot of that crap. And that was back in the days where I would have to build them constantly. Back in the days where, and again, I don't mean to make it sound this way, but like nowadays to get a decent computer, you know, it's relatively inexpensive compared to the old days.
Yeah. For sure.
You know what? I'm going to agree with you.
Yeah.
I just
Got
built
the
this.
new-
I just
yeah.
built this guy here, and
Yep.
I could probably build computers.
Yep.
Apparently you can. So there you go.
I mean, not like soldering and stuff like that.
Oh,
but
God,
like
no.
if somebody handed me a pile of computer parts and a case and was like, "Can you do?"
Yes.
I'd be like,
It's a lot easier
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
much easy.
For
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you collect?
Buggers,
No,
children.
Okay.
No, I'm done with children at 2.
Yeah. So he said collecting them. He's like, I don't need any more. Thanks.
No, I'm good. I'm happy.
that lesson,
Done.
Yeah. So whatever. People are how they collect, you know, mint on card. Otherwise, that's cool on them.
But yeah,
Nice.
so we looked at all that shit.
And then we got a chance to see Jason Mewes. He was hanging out at his photo or his autograph area again. So we got ourselves another, 10-minute conversation with him.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Oh, wow,
chatting
10?
about- Yeah.
About that, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
that.
that's nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
hanging out and
Just a nice, hey, how's shit
Well,
rolling?
because like I think he could see, maybe because I didn't AJ. I wasn't looking at AJ this time, so I'm not sure what was going on in AJ's face. But I was clearly getting for Clemps like I was,
He was giddy.
yeah.
He was fan.
And I think
Chris was fanboying.
a little bit. But like I think Jay saw that and he quickly deflected it, so that way it just became guys talking to guys.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So it was awesome. But like, yeah, I mean, this is the hero of mine I've been watching
Nice.
since
And
I
he's
was-
like, hey, you guys coming to the show tonight?
And then-
we're like, yeah, we're coming to the show tonight.
and he gave us a tip.
Yeah, he gave us a little tip. He's like, yeah, so we do this thing sometimes where we'll read something that Kevin's written and pick some people out of the audience to do it. But
Do
you guys got,
voices.
he's like, but you got to do an impression.
Yeah, some sort of voice,
Some sort of like,
something.
Yeah.
cartoon voice.
Gotcha.
or
So it's like, so
like-
start thinking about it.
yeah,
And that was kind of cut our time short because he had to go do whatever he had to go do, and we had to go do stuff.
more
which
stuff.
Is,
Yeah.
which is great. So now we're walking the floor, and now
Oh,
AJ's kind of
yeah,
zeroing in on like the things he really wants to get, the things he has got. He's like, I do this, and he's like, Chris, what are you getting? It's like, okay, we'll go find if we're gonna buy stuff, and then we'll go from there. And some guy randomly saw him looking at.
It was I was looking at Jay and Silent Bob products that this one booth had. So they had like a brownie mix. It was like Jay and Silent Bob special brownie mix, just add weed.
Yeah.
And then they had like there was like a bottle of root beer and like some other products, right?
So cereal was the one I remember.
Because
It
they
was a
actually
cereal.
it
that-
was like a cinnamon crunch, Moobies cinnamon crunchy.
which you
Oh,
could get
nice.
signed by Kevin the next day.
Yeah.
if you
Oh,
bought
nice.
it there.
That is cool.
Yeah.
So
it
this
was fun.
fellow walks up behind me and he's like, "Hey, are you you and your friend there? Are you guys fans of Jay and Silent Bob?" I'm like, "Yeah." Goes, "Do you have tickets for the show?" Like, Yeah.
Yeah. What?
Like, do you have priority tickets for the show?
Priority seating.
Priority seating tickets for the show. I'm like,
No.
A lot more money.
do you want some? And I said, hey, Chris, come here. And I told him what's up. And this guy's like, first of all, he offered them to me for free.
Right.
And he's like, well, can I get $20?
Yeah.
He's like, these tickets were X amount of dollars. And I think they were like
They're 100 and some odd
$100
dollars.
bucks.
Yeah,
I
they're
think
expensive.
Yeah.
bucks
They're
for the
expensive.
tickets or something. He's like, can I get $20 for both of them? Like $10
Sure.
a piece.
He's like, he wants to get something out of it.
Right? And I'm like, yeah, sure.
And both of us are, we're both kind of skeptical.
But
like,
$20.
a little
Well,
suspicious.
And that's the thing. And the guy's like going overboard, but like, I'll show you my ID. I'll do this, all this stuff, blah, 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 blah. And we'll text everything together. And I'm like, my thought, and I think AJ's thought was the same thing. It's like, at the end of the day,
You still have tickets.
yeah. So
yeah,
paying
yeah.
$20.
It
might be
would've
ripped
been-
off by
it would've been
$20.
sacrificing Those,
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm like, okay, we're ripped off $20. It's a small price to pay for what the benefit. Could
Yeah,
be.
it could be.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So yeah, he ended up sending us like digitally sending us the tickets and stuff like that. And
No, I guess it
you had
is
to go somewhere else to pick up the actual ticket, physical ticket. So we did a couple more things and had a smoke and was like, hey, let's go.
Let's see if this is real.
Let's go see if this dude, because he could still go and pick up the ticket.
Yeah.
He still
For you.
had his
Exactly.
QR code.
Well,
right?
no, that is always the challenge.
So
Yeah.
we're like, yeah, let's go see if he, and if not, we'll just turn ours in and whatever. Go
Yeah.
From there. So yeah, we just got the QR code scanned. Lady behind the counter handed me 2 priority seating tickets and said, "Have a nice day."
Wow,
Off
that
to
did
the-
work
off to
out
the
well.
races.
So yeah, it worked out for us.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that
It's one of those things you almost want to find this fellow again and just why?
Oh, well,
I should have taken a picture of his
I know.
license and
Yeah, I know.
messaged-
So thanks, man.
I think he had something to do. Or
They said it was something work related. They were planning on going. There was something that pulled them away. They had to pretty much leave in a rush. So he didn't
And
want
there's-
these tickets to not go to
because there's
Accounts
no
of
there's no
fans.
refunds. You can't get refunds
Yeah.
on them, right?
Okay.
and
so
and I get now too, like why it was free at the beginning, but then it's like, you know what, if I can make an extra $20, I want to, I get it. I mean, who wants to?
I hold no ill will
No,
in
no.
that.
yeah, I know.
And
No.
like, yeah, free would have been cool, but you know what?
Sure.
You're right. You're losing a bunch of money on this.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, help them out a little bit. Sort of thing.
he essentially, I think he kind of got us to pay the difference from like the price that we paid to upping the ticket
I
to
bet.
this priority seating or something.
I feel like it would have been way more if we paid.
I don't know what
full on.
where his brain was at.
I don't
but
know
yeah,
either.
Whatever.
He
It
clearly
worked
couldn't
out in
use
the
them.
end.
Yeah, yeah.
And that happened. I did that when Nikki and I went there 7 years ago. We had tickets to a special event, and it was the end of the day, and the special event was at like 9 or 10. I think it was like an after party, and we just looked at each other, and we're like, "Do you even
Want to go
feel
to
like-
this?
like-
Yeah.
Like, do you want to just like do this, or do you want to go sit down, smoke a joint?" Like
Relax.
at the time, this was
Yeah.
this was before it was legal to smoke it on the
Uh-oh.
street. So we'd go to like one of those hot box cafes,
Oh, yeah,
kinda
yeah.
Vapor Central sort of things,
Yeah.
where it's a membership club kind of thing. So yeah, we're like, let's just go there and get really stoned, find some food on Young Street, and fucking
But you missed out on the after
Go
party.
that's cool. But yeah, anyway, we did that. So we somehow, I can't remember, I like went on the Facebook page or something. I was like, hey, I got 2 tickets for this sold out thing. Anybody want to meet me here and give me face value for them, or
Yeah. Couple
Yeah.
bucks off.
So yeah,
Nice.
Yeah.
we did that for somebody who apparently really wanted to go. So
There you go.
worked for
Nice.
them, worked for us. We got dinner out of it, I guess. I think it was like $30-$40 or something.
That
not
is
bad.
good.
And then
yeah.
then we had our longest
kismet, if you will, right?
we had our longest wait for the show,
Oh yeah.
which I mean, so the doors close at 7 and the show starts at 9, but it was enough of a break for us to grab something to eat, hang out a little
Yeah,
bit.
we had a
Sorry.
hamburger sandwich and
Newbie. So the doors open at 7.
no,
No.
the doors to Fan Expo closed at 7.
but the
Show is at
podcast was at 9.
Yeah, the special event podcast thing
Oh,
was at
okay,
9.
okay. So you can't leave. You have to be back in the expo by 7 to get to the
It was a
pod.
little
Something
more
like
difficult
that.
to come. I found out later on, waiting in
could've.
line, that as long as you had a ticket
Yeah.
to a special event,
You could give it.
they were just like, meh, whatever,
Right.
come in.
Gotcha.
But if you were just trying to come in with your badge,
then they would.
that's when they were like, closed, blah, blah, blah,
Okay.
blah, blah.
Gotcha.
So when I went out the next time, I showed the security my ticket
Yeah.
because we went out had a smoke there beforehand before we
Mhm.
got in line. Yeah, I showed security my ticket. She was like, yeah, go.
Nice. All
Yeah.
right.
Right.
So,
Makes
yeah.
sense. Yeah.
I figured that out.
So that was a nice little chill session. Kind of hang out a
Yeah,
little
we
bit.
kind of hung out on the floor and talked to
It was
some
the
like-minded
first time we actually
folks.
sat down for the first time this day.
Yeah,
Nice.
Because it was just, busy.
yeah.
Which is fun. And then, so then we got into the show. We were 3 rows back.
Nice.
And
we were in the first row we could have been in.
Yeah.
Because the first 2 rows were reserved for people who'd paid for like, the
ultimate-
VIP experience
Yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever.
The full super.
Yeah, and that was like
Yeah.
$400. I'm not paying for that.
Well, yeah. So we had great seats. And now looking back on it, how this all proceeded probably would not have happened without priority seating. I don't think.
Probably not.
I don't think so. So we wait a little bit for them to start and they get everything going, which is awesome. And then they go into the Jay and Silent Bob diatribes about fucking life and everything. Exactly what
Yeah.
you would expect from a Jay and Silent Bob Getting Old podcast.
Okay. Nice.
Right? Jay telling us some drug stories about how he used to do smack here in Toronto. And I was like, what? This is a wild story. Talking about being a dope.
Oh yeah.
Over his nuts, right? And then Smith was talking about his love of Canada and how they were able to get
Degrassi
Little Degrassi in the new movie,
Yeah.
and all this sort of stuff. And I was like, oh, that's really wonderful. But yeah, then the main event happened where, sure enough, Kevin is writing a new book, a comic book, which is basically I'm going to call him the glue.
It's
the glue
it's a
of
comic
the
book
View
series.
Askew universe. He's basically doing stories that they would never be able to do in a movie. So
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
the first issue, I'm not going to go into it because I think you should probably read it now that I know.
But I'm going to explain it a little bit more. So all the people in certain Kevin Smith movies like Clerks, Mallrats, Chasing Amy, I think that's it. Dogma, maybe.
Yeah.
But at
I'm
least
sure all of
Clerks, Chasing Amy, and Mallrats, all of those characters,
Definitely Dogma. Alyssa Jones was in it. Or Chasing. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, you're right. Go on.
all of those characters live in the same town, so they all kind of live in the same universe. So they
Yeah.
would have associated with each other at some point in time, probably.
Yes.
And that's what these comics are about.
Oh yeah.
Is there cross
Are two characters from Mallrats and characters from Clerks doing something.
Yeah. No, that makes sense because I always remember I can't remember which one it was, but where they were making the movie.
Oh, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
Yeah, Strike Back. And as they're leaving the movie and you see all the characters from Clerks and all that
Yeah.
and Mallrats.
So kind of like that.
I always
but
love that
in a
scene.
comic book.
Yeah,
right?
I love that scene.
I love
So
that so much. Yeah, I know.
There's a story in one of the movies where is it Clerks where Randall tells a story about his cousin trying to suck his own dick, but he broke his neck.
Yeah, that is definitely correct.
So Brody from Mallrats is Randall's cousin.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Kevin's writing a comic of the story of them going to their cousin's funeral
Gotcha.
because it would be Brody's cousin as well, the guy
Yes.
who tried to suck his own dick.
Yes.
Yeah, so he's doing that. So
That's fun.
It sounds amazing.
Just having fun doing different comics.
Yeah,
and making
exactly.
It just fun.
yeah, he's doing it
Exactly.
under his own comic label and stuff like that too.
Nice.
Yeah.
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 I have to admit, the description, the idea and concept, I might try it,
Yeah.
but it's like, and I'm no knock against Jay Silent Bob and the whole everything that they do. It's just when they did the animation series.
Right.
So I'm glad you
wasn't
said
great,
that.
yeah.
No, I agree. It was.
Oh.
It could have been a lot better. But here's something to consider.
Okay.
When doing the animated series, they did it for ABC, which they were heavily restricted in what they could
Well,
do.
ABC's owned by Disney.
Right.
So-
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
this comic is under Dark Horse, which is much
So
more
they can be
independent.
them.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly. So I'm hoping that more of that. I don't know.
Yeah, 'cause it was one of those-
Well, yeah, based off
shines
of
through.
what we did here.
I mean, it does sound like it's more in line with the View Askew universe than Clerks the animated
Good.
series was. It seems like we haven't seen any of the art yet, but we know the script.
Oh,
I will.
nice.
I'll let you tell them why.
Yeah.
Tell them why we know the script.
Well, yeah. So sure enough, this was the story that they're going to do live on the podcast,
Oh, okay.
and they're calling up people to come do it.
Yeah.
And so right away, they pick a girl who does Stitch from Lilo and Stitch.
Okay.
And they're not going to listen to this podcast. If I'm being honest, she was okay. She was okay. It's not that she did a bad thing, but it was kind of like it was a one-trick voice.
Well, no,
it's an easy.
Yeah, but if you get called out of the blue on this.
Well, you're not. You have. Yeah.
You have to volunteer yourself.
Kev did a good job of saying, like, listen, anybody can just
myself, but and I would suck at it.
He's like, anybody can do a line, but you're going to be doing this for like an hour, so you have to do whatever it is you're doing for the next hour because it's an hour read through.
Yeah, it's fine.
So sure enough, she did fine. Another guy did. And she was playing like Alyssa Jones's part. Another person did a Kermit the Frog impression. I think there are better out there, but he did an okay.
It
Kermit.
wasn't terrible.
It wasn't horrible. It wasn't a horrible impression.
It was funny hearing those lines come out as Kermit.
It was.
Hearing Kevin Smith dialogue coming from Kermit
was
the Frog
pretty fun. That was pretty great.
It was great.
Yeah, hearing Holden as Kermit was pretty great. So he gets called up, and they're trying to find a third. And both AJ and I, probably a little too stoned at this point. Like we were, because we're both going through voices in our head because we like to do. Yeah. People know that. And like in my head, I'm thinking like The Godfather. I'm thinking like all these things that I can do on the quick. But I'm like, I don't know if that's gonna work. And then he's doing the same thing. He's come up with different voices, but then he's like, oh, I could do Snagglepuss. I'm like, oh yeah. Oh, you should definitely do Snagglepuss because like it's an animated little. Anyways, it made sense and it like clicked right away.
It's kind of out of left field. I think.
Yeah, I think
that's
so.
One of the reasons why I was like, because I knew Kevin would know who it is.
Of course, yeah,
because he knows out of left field.
Right.
So he knows deep cut cartoon characters, and so does Jay.
Absolutely, yeah.
So I thought I might have a little more of an
get you a little bit of an edge.
But the best part was there was a lot of fails. Like Jay's going around the room,
well,
people. Yeah, people are trying, whatever, and
I would try, and I can't do a damn voice.
Of course, you take your shot and you shoot it. Right, exactly. Right.
What's your voice going to be?
Right.
My voice is going to be of Dave Shergold.
Exactly. Dave Shergold is Darth Vader. I am your father.
Hober, Luke.
Exactly. So AJ finally got the chance to shoot his shot. He's like, I could do Snagglepuss. And then right away, Kevin's like, get up here. Right
wow.
away.
He was like, yes, that's it.
That's it.
Come on, let's go.
And so he got to read the tertiary part.
Exit. Stage left even.
Yeah. You did it spot on. And in my opinion, probably was the star of the show. If you ask me, I would say. And maybe I'm a little biased too. But just the way it all played out, like he had like the best lines and the way he was able to present it.
And it was easier for me too because I had less lines.
Yes, I think so.
Nice.
And we had talked about this. Snagglepuss is a little bit of a one-note character.
Yeah.
So, you don't want to tread on too many lines.
Gotcha.
So thankfully you didn't have to. Like, it would have been fun to see you do Holden though, like a Snagglepuss. Like I think that would have been. I feel like. I mean, you need to be less high so you can keep.
Yeah, probably.
Oh shit! There's a lot of words now.
Because you did mention like one time I almost slipped into Big Gay Al.
A little bit, Big
Big
Gay Al.
Snagglepuss.
Yes, I mean he's pretty much South Park's Snagglepuss, right?
Yeah,
for sure.
So.
Yeah. So
that's awesome, man.
That was really
cool.
fun.
Yeah, I got to sit. I had Kevin Smith right to my right.
That is fucking awesome.
Yeah, cool.
And so I do have a question, just to make sure I'm clear on this. And this was recorded?
Yes. So, and we'll actually have the link in our description if you want to actually watch it.
Did you pay $5 for the?
We'll make it happen. Don't worry.
I'm probably going to do it.
That's for sure. So we'll have a link for people can watch the podcast.
Okay.
I don't know if they did. I know they did video recording, but I don't know if they did video for.
I want to hear the audio. I'm an audio guy.
For sure.
Yeah,
for
I'm an audio guy.
Either way, we'll have a link for you and everybody else that wants
Thank
to.
you, because I'm really intrigued.
I got
Fucking
a
A,
big
man.
I was happy.
You got lots of big laughs.
Cheers, man. Fucking A.
I got complimented by Kevin Smith for improvising.
Fucking A.
That's the best part. Like technically speaking, you were directed by Kevin Smith, and he gave you the least amount of direction out of the other two. Which even Jay, he fucking directed Jay more than he directed you, which is something. Like I don't know. That's
considering he's been directing Jay for 25 years. So
bravo to you, sir. Bravo to you.
It was good times. It was a lot of fun. I was nervous, but
I'm gonna say that's hard to end a day like that.
I was nervous to begin, like when I was just like first got up.
Yeah,
but then I started things like I've been in front of people before with a microphone.
You are a performer by nature, so
how would this be any different?
Yeah,
and these people, I don't have to walk by them on the street tomorrow if I make an ass of myself.
That's right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, it kind of
Fucking A,
that's what
man.
calmed my
It was
nerves a little bit.
Very nice.
A wonderful golden feather in the cap of the day.
Yes,
That
for
was
sure,
great. That is,
for
I would
sure.
say you. I assume after that it was just big smiles.
Oh,
holding
Yeah.
hands.
Oh God. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. For sure. And then walking through the hallways a bit, getting the kudos for you and stuff. I think. It
Oh
was
yeah, I got
well
some
deserved.
people. Yeah,
Yeah.
Very
it was
nice.
like, hey, good job after the show and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
And then it
Fucking
was
A.
the trek to go home, which was fucking long.
I can imagine.
Yeah. It was the bus
Arduous.
to the
Oh,
train.
And then we almost saw some dudes get into a fight. Was
Oh!
that was afterwards, right? Was that
No,
after?
that was on the train. Yeah, yeah.
that was on the train on
subway.
the way
back.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, So that was actually kind of trippy. So we're obviously tired. you
Yeah.
know, whatever. You get on the train, you do your thing. And there was these young kids being young kids. They didn't seem like they were doing anything wrong. They just, you know, talking amongst themselves, you know.
Yeah.
They look like us at 16 or 18
Yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever
Yeah,
they
pretty
were,
much.
right? Like whatever, yeah. So some dude gets on, he's looking really weird and sly. Like AJ's motion, he's like, that guy fucked up on drugs. I'm like, I don't think he is. I think he's
I think he was either fucked up on something or just fucked up.
He's just
fucked up. He's clearly looking to start something. And this is like feet away from us. Like we're talking
Yep.
maybe 5 feet away from us. And some altercation with one of the kids.
I think the kids were making jokes back and forth between them or something
Themselves,
like that.
yeah.
And as this guy was walking past them, they had a chuckle.
Yeah.
So this
he might have
guy
taken that as
He
took
got
it
offended.
as, you laughing at me? What are you laughing at?
Yeah.
You laughing at me?
Gotcha.
Got in the
Didn't
kid's
happen.
face and
so the subway stopped for its stop, and this guy like slyly gets off, and the kids, because they're kids, just
Yeah.
erupted. We're like, oh shit, whatever, oh, like blah blah blah, acting like, you know, that was a crazy incident sort of thing.
Okay.
kind of like, I could have taken him.
Yeah,
sort of attitude.
the fucking guy
Comes
comes
back
back
on.
on behind them,
right? Yeah.
and then starts on the guy about his chain, something about his chain. I gotta say, I was proud of these kids. They all stood up for their buddy.
yeah.
They weren't looking to fight the guy, but they're all like, listen, we're gonna stand our ground here.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
he was
And-
bugging one dude, and then the other kids were like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa!" And
Yeah.
there was 4 of these kids all together.
Yeah. And they weren't doing anything wrong. They were just hanging out. They weren't
Just
like
chuckling. They weren't poking the bear. I don't
No,
think
I don't
they weren't
think they
like
were.
they
Like-
weren't
Yeah. Okay.
they weren't calling names or
Yeah.
um
They weren't trying
they
to
weren't
start a
being
fight.
as aggressive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Like they were being aggressive when they were defending. Like
Yes.
like kind of like, whoa, no aggressive.
Yeah.
But not
Yeah.
like fuck you. There wasn't
Yeah.
a bunch of that going on, except for from him.
yeah.
From
He was starting
instigator,
swearing and
yeah.
being a guy that was weird. And yeah.
But yeah,
thankfully-
then I think somehow he just decided he wanted to get off.
and they got off with him, didn't they?
No, they stayed on.
For a stop or two, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
But
okay.
when we left, I saw him getting into something with some other dude on the platform.
right. So he
So he
clearly
was-
He
looking to
was
start
just
something.
looking
He
for
was just
something.
being an aggressor.
Yeah, he
in
was
general,
looking for
yeah.
something.
Right.
Which was,
Gotcha.
I mean, interesting, but
Yeah.
You get that here in town now.
wouldn't say
Oh,
no,
it's
I
everywhere,
wouldn't say
yeah.
it was as interesting as somebody throwing themselves against the subway a la New York
yeah,
style. And
no,
having
that
a
was,
whole train shut down for an
that
hour.
was
And
fuckied.
yeah.
Yeah, that was
Mm.
messed up.
But
anyways,
yeah.
But hey, you
so
got home.
That was the last bit of excitement, and then it was a long ass drive home.
Yeah.
It was
Gotta
good.
go.
Long just because of long or just long
Just long and
traffic?
tired,
Just
you know.
tired.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
of course,
Got some
you know.
good pizza though.
Yeah, we
There you
did.
go.
Yeah, we did.
Nice.
Got some
Yeah,
good pizza
late
on the
night
way
pizza.
home, and
It's good.
yeah, got
Good.
home and
It was a successful
That was
day of
it.
fun.
Talk about how great it was.
Oh
and-
yeah.
yeah,
Nice.
it was
Yeah.
it was an interesting, eventful day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Started out a bit rough,
Yeah.
but ended beautiful.
Exactly.
Those are
Definitely.
beautiful days.
It was a wonderful experience and a good experience to share with somebody who
Nice. I
is
am
of
happy
like
to hear
of
that.
like mind.
Yeah,
right?
I'm happy to hear
Who could
that.
enjoy
for
it on
sure.
the same level.
Yeah, and it's funny because I don't think I would have ever bothered going to Fan Expo. The only other time I thought about it was when Stan did his last Canadian appearance there.
Gotcha.
Stan Lee. But anyways, so now
I like how
definitely
you
would
said
have.
Stan. Stan. Oh, Stanley.
Stan
For
Lee,
those who
just in
don't know,
case you don't
he's my
know.
buddy
He's
Stan.
you
Though.
know my buddy
Yeah.
Stan?
We,
Yeah.
God rest his
Mr.
soul.
Lee to you. Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah. Well, no, I have to admit, like for me, like if you guys were like, hey Dave, we got a free ticket. You want to come with us? Meh.
Well,
I
mean,
probably would go with the free ticket, and then as soon as you guys say, "Oh, well, we're gonna go wait in a line," I'm gonna be like, "You guys have fun."
See
I'm
you
gonna
later.
go walk
I'm gonna
around.
go over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, Jay were obviously special. I don't know if I would pay to see another or to do a Photoshop with another celebrity, but I think I would definitely pay to go to Fan Expo again.
Yeah.
I think I would definitely do that because I was also very
Nice.
impressed with the prices too. For the most part, I didn't feel like they were gouging.
Other than what was it like $11 for a piece of pizza.
Yeah,
and
okay.
a
Food
fucking
prices,
pop.
fuck those guys.
Oh yeah, no.
That's
no,
The food
and-
trucks outside were okay.
Yeah,
way
yeah.
more reasonable.
Yeah.
Way more reasonable.
No,
and,
no.
And then when we went to, we just ordered a cheeseburger and they put French fries inside the thing
Yeah.
for us anyway.
They clearly
Yeah,
care.
no, that's always gonna happen at any event. Like that's
Yeah.
even here in town. Like
And it was
for
just
sure.
shitty pizza,
Yeah.
fucking pizza.
yeah, you do that. Yeah,
Yeah. So,
So we
but
said no.
other than that, everything was relatively well priced.
Yeah.
nice. Good.
And I would recommend it. And
Yeah.
if there is something we want to see, and there is a
Oh,
way
yeah,
for
no,
you to go,
I-
we should definitely look into
Yeah,
that.
if you're
next year.
into that, want to see the comic books, even if you don't want
Yeah.
to visit anybody, but you're into comics or the
Mhm.
manga, toys, anything of that vein, I would, even though it's not a meism, I would say go. Like I've never heard anybody come back and go,
yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah. No, it was a really good time.
Good.
I'm really grateful that
I
we
am
did
glad to hear
it.
that.
So
It's fun.
it's not your bike ride, but it was still fun.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah. Well, it's hey, my bike ride is much like my description of you guys taking this event. Would you want to go and spend 2.5 hours biking around London?
I would happily. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. But I mean, I'd rather skate.
I mean, I have.
but I like biking too. So, yeah. But happily, yeah.
Yeah, well, there
I
you
was
go.
just gushing about the freaking bike trails here, the bike paths in London.
Nice.
I think that'd be awesome to do that.
Well, then maybe. Well, we can't do it really. We're getting near the end, but
yeah.
well, I mean that we're getting to that lovely time of the
Man,
year
well,
where it's
I don't
cold.
you and I
remember
used
the last
to-
time I rode a bike.
Pardon?
I don't remember the last time I rode a bike.
Oh,
It's been a minute.
Yeah. Dude, what's funny about bikes? You can still ride it.
that's true.
That's one thing I always find funny about bikes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's you will be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Except our buddy Phil claims that he actually forgot to ride his bike and had to relearn how to do it. I feel like it wouldn't have been that hard to
And
relearn.
I guess it's easy for me to say that because
Yeah.
Sure.
I've heard this story, and the
Yeah.
longest I've gone without riding my bike is just a touch under a year, I guess.
I've gone like a
Well, I haven't-
decade.
I was going to say I haven't ridden a bike in like a decade, if not.
And I'm
longer.
sure you get on no problem, right? I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't. Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
teach
so
their own.
it's to each
That's
their
okay.
own. Whatever. We all forget and
Yeah.
remember things in our own way. Bike
Cool.
riding. Yeah, we should definitely do that.
Sold.
Anything else we want to talk about, gentlemen?
No, that was fun. Thank you for the stories.
Well, thank you for your
Yes.
stories.
See, this is also why I don't need to go and pay money to go attend these types of
Well,
events.
We'll do it and just fill you in.
Exactly. I'm happy with this.
Although there is something to be said if we can get him there and just record all of his gripings the entire time.
That's
I think
true.
that we could just do a podcast on that alone. Just that-
Hey, actually, and that's
Grumbly Dave goes
Yeah.
to Fan Expo.
I have
Exactly.
to admit, actually, though, and it's easy for me to say this because I'm now somewhat defending myself. I don't think I would gripe. I would happily come along. I might gripe about $11 for a fucking shitty ass pizza,
Yeah,
but you
yeah.
did that.
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
But like, I also know me. I wouldn't buy anything. I wouldn't
Right.
expect
Right.
much. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
I'd save purposefully for it too, though. Right?
Yeah.
It wasn't
Yeah.
like just
You
going.
would
there.
Well,
Like,
yeah,
I have
exactly.
money on my bank card.
yeah.
It was more of a
I
I'd
should be
saved.
all right. You
Yeah.
know, yeah. You would plan. No, and that's
Yeah,
all
it was a
good.
plan.
That's
Yeah,
good. That's
yeah,
good
you know
stuff.
what you're getting
That's
yourself
good
into,
stuff.
for sure.
No,
It
that's
makes
all cool.
perfect sense.
Yeah.
It makes perfect sense. And you out there, do you have any thoughts about Fan Expo this year? Were you there? Were you not there? Do you have questions?
Did you want to be there?
Did you want to be there? What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts about our experience with Kevin Smith and Jason Mewes? We just want to know. We just want to keep this conversation going. Are you a geek like us? I'm guessing so. So please let us know your thoughts in the comments so we can continue this going. And like we said, we're going to have a link to the video and in our description if you want to see AJ do his thing as Snagglepuss with Kevin Smith.
Oh, I do.
And
Aw.
if you like what we're doing here, we have a little buy me a coffee link. You can throw us a little bit of money so we can keep our bubbly habit going and keep the lights on at the studio and all that good stuff. For anybody out there that's not feeling well in the mental department, I assume that's everyone. We just want you to know that you matter to not just to us, but to those who are around you. And speaking about your mental health is super important these days. So if you can't do that with anybody that's around you in your vicinity, we are going to have some links in our description so you can seek out the help that you might need or have a conversation about such things. But until next time, I've been Harvey.
I've been to Dave.
And I'm AJ, and I have a little poem that I would like to read to end off our wonderful podcast.
All right.
It's a little bit lengthy, so just bear with me.
So it's not a little poem.
Fuck, fuck, fuck. Mother, motherfuck. Mother, fuck, motherfuck, noich, noich, noich. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Noich, noich, noich. Smoking weed, smoking weed. Doing coke, drinking beers. Drinking beers. Smoking blunts. Rolling flatties. Who smokes the blunts? We smokes the blunts. Rolling blunts and smoking fatties. $15, little man.
Put
Put that shit
in my hand.
If that money doesn't show, then you owe me.
I am actually shocked that you had to pull that up on your phone. I thought that was just my memory.
No.
But all right. That's awesome.
It's because I smoked the blunts.
That's right. You know, you need to figure out. Oh, $15. That's right. $15
bucks,
in my
little man. Put that.
And that
shit
was
in my hand.
written by Kevin Smith, performed by Jason.
That's right. And just like that, folks, you got yourself sarcastically distracted. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Have a wonderful evening. Peace out.
Bye
Take
now.
care.
Snoogans.